All right. Topic number 8, review graphing linear equations. So I'm going to show you how to plot points and graph here. So the standard form for linear equation in two variable is called the ax plus by equal to c. This is called the standard form. All right. There are basically three techniques on how to graph linear equations. We can graph our equation, okay, by finding 2 points. We can actually graph it by using x and y intercepts, or we can use this thing called the slope intercept form, y equal to mx plus b. So there are three techniques. So I'm gonna quickly show you how to do all three techniques. So graph the linear equation by finding 2 points. So here, one of the tricky part about finding 2 points is, okay, what point do I pick? What number do I pick? And which variable do I pick? Okay, and the answer to that is, it depends. The x and y axis that you see here is using integers. So whatever number you pick got to be between negative 10 to 10. And so you definitely don't want to pick decimals or fractions. So whatever number you decide to choose for which variable, the other one that you're going to solve for, make sure the answer coming out is also within negative 10 to 10, and make sure it's not a decimal or a fraction. Okay. So what number to pick for which variable? It doesn't really matter. You just have to look at it. A good trick is look at the two numbers right in front of x and y. Okay, this is a standard form. Which one of these two numbers in front of x and y can go into this third number? Two can, right? So if the number in front of y can go into the third number, then we will pick x. And what number do I pick for x? Anything that is divisible by 2. Because once I pick a number for x, at the end, while I'm solving for y, I will divide by the coefficient 2. So that's the reason why I want to pick anything that's divisible by 2. So I definitely can pick a 2 first. And another number I can pick, always a good number to pick is always 0. Because 0 times anything is 0. All right, so I'm going to substitute 2 for x and solve for the y. So 8 times 2 plus 2y equal to 6. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2y equal to 6. All right, my variable term 2y is positive, so I'm going to move the 16 over. So I should get 2y equals 6, still 6, right? 16 come over, become negative. Combine like term, that should give me negative 10. So when I divide both sides by 2, my y is negative 5. So my first point, so I'm going to draw your x and y table here. All right, when I pick x to be 2, my y value is negative 5. So this is 1 point, 2, negative 5. So we go to the right 2 from the origin and down 5. So this is 1 point. Okay, I just need 2 points. 2 points can actually give me a line. Let's substitute 0 for x. Okay, 8 times 0 plus 2y equal to 6. 8 times 0, that term is gone. So I just got 2y equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2. Y is equal to 3. So when I pick 0 for x, y is 3. So where is 0, 3 at? Where is 0, 3 at? 0 for x means I do not go right and left. 3 for y means I go straight up 3. So 0, 3 is going to be on the y-axis. So once I got my 2 points, I can connect them with the line. There you go. Linear equation always provide us with a straight line. Okay, linear equation always provides with a straight line. All right, horizontal lines. Okay, very important. This is by pure memorization. Horizontal lines always gonna have equations that will say y equal to a number. All right, and horizontal lines, there are gonna be no variable x. So since there's no variable x, all the y value, sorry, all the y value can be any real number that you want them to be. So if you think about it, horizontal line look like this. So the 2 points you're gonna plot, okay, is gonna be side by side. So the key characteristic of a horizontal line is all the y values are the same. It's whatever this number is, where all the y values, are exactly the same. So when we actually plot the 2 points, that's how you can have the 2 points side by side because the y values are the same. Vertical lines has the equation that says x equal to a number. So there's going to be no variable y, sorry. So if there's no variable y, then all the x values can be whatever you want. Okay. Excuse. Ooh, oh, sorry. All the y values. Yeah. Ooh, no variable y. So there's no variable. All the y value can be whatever you want. Ooh, I did it right. That is x. So all the x value can be real numbers, not the y value. The y value is going to be locked in at that number. So horizontal line, no variable x, then all the x value can be whatever you want. All right. Vertical line has no variable y. So if there's no variable y, all the y values can be whatever you want. But the x values are locked in, whatever this number is going to become. So when you actually plot, then you're going to notice the 2 points you plot is going to be up and down of one another. And that's how we actually can draw a vertical line. So 2x equal to 4. Okay, if I ask you to graph a 2x equal to 4, right away you notice that there's no variable y. So if there's no variable y, you know this is going to end up to be a vertical line. So by simply divide both sides by 2, my x is equal to 2. All right, so x values right now are locked in at 2. Y value can be whatever you want. So I'm going to just simply pick -1 and 1. So if I plot 2, -1, go to the right 2 and down 1, and I plot 2, 1, go to the right 2 from the origin and up 1. The 2 points are on top of one another. So that's how I can draw a vertical line. So the key characteristic of a vertical line is all the x values, okay, on the vertical line are the same. So for our vertical line here, every single x values on it are 2. All right. This one on the right away, there's no variable x. So you know this is going to end up to be a horizontal line. So by simply moving the -12 over, we get 4y equal to 12. Divide both sides by 4, y is equal to 3. So y is equal to a number. So the y values are locked in at 3. Since there's no variable x, the x value can be whatever I choose to be. So I'm going to do -1 and 1 again. So this point, -1, 3. Go to the left 1, up 3. 1, 2, 3, right here. Second point, 1, 3. From the origin, go to the right 1 and up 3. The 2 points are side by side. So once I connect them with the line, oops, I get a horizontal line. There you go. All right, that's how we draw the 2 lines. All right, let's take a look at slopes and intercepts. Okay, what is so-called an x-intercept. Whenever we have a graph, whenever we have a linear equation, when the line cross over the x-axis, that point is called the x-intercept. All right. So in order to find this x-intercept, it means we will find the x value when the y values are 0. As a matter of fact, if you're starting from the origin, simply go to the right or left. Go to the right one place is 1, 0. Go to the right 2 places is 2, 0. Go to the left one place from the origin is -1, 0. Go to the left on the other place, that will be -2, 0. So if you think about it, all the points on the x-axis, all the points on the x-axis, all the y values are what? Are zero. So to find x-intercept, it means we will actually find what the x value is when we, when the y value is going to become zero. Very important concept. This x-intercept is very, very important. It has a lot to do with when we solve quadratic equation in the previous topic, why one side of the equal sign for quadratic equation has to be zero. There's a reason for that, okay? And that zero for the quadratic equation will eventually becomes y value equal to zero, okay? When we actually dive into more into college algebra. Y-intercept is when the line cross over the y-axis. That's called the y-intercept. Okay, so on the y-axis, all the x values are zero. So to find the y-intercept simply means we will find the y value when all the x values are zero. So find the intercepts, and then we're gonna graph it. So we're gonna use the intercepts to help us to graph. So let's start out with the x-intercept. Remember, x-intercept is when the line cross over the x-axis. So that means this point will be located on the x-axis. X-intercept, find x when y equal to zero. So we substitute y to be zero. And we will solve for the x. 9 times 0 cancels out. So that's negative 5x equal to 45. So when I divide both sides by negative 5, x should be negative 9. So negative 9, 0, right? Negative 9, 0 means I will go to the left 9. But the y value is 0, so I do not go up and down. So negative 9, 0 has to be on the x-axis. Y-intercept means I will find the y value when the x is equal to 0. So all I'm doing here is substitute 0 for x. So I can solve for the y value. Negative 5 times 0 cancels out. This is a positive 9y equal to 45. So divide both sides by 9, y equal to 5. All right, so the y-intercept is at 0, 5. So it has to be on the y-axis, right? When the line cross over the y-axis. 0, 5. There you go. Connect your 2 points. All right. So let's take a look at the concept of slope. You've probably seen this formula before, rise over run, okay? The slope is basically measuring the changing in the altitude and the changing in the displacement of us, of our linear equation. So if I have if we normally draw lines from left to the right. So if you look at this from left to the right, this line is going down the hills. So if one person go from here to here, when you're going down the hills, you're changing in your altitude, changing your y direction as compared to changing in the displacement. You're going down and forward at the same time. Okay. So it's about changing altitude as compared to changing of your displacement. Okay. That's why it's called the rise over run. So the formula y2 minus y1 is simply means I'm going to subtract the two y values of the 2 points. So I can see what is the change, what's the difference in the altitude over x2 minus x1. You subtract the true x value, the horizontal distance. So when you subtract the two x value, you're trying to see how much forward are you going. Okay. So the subtraction here is simply looking for the distance. Distance coming down or going up as compared to distance of going forward. All right. The run is always run to the right. Okay. Doesn't matter if the line is going down the hill or up the hill. You always put yourself on the right hand side. Okay. So going up the hills means the slope is positive. Going up the hill means the slope is positive. Going down the hill, the slope is always going to be negative. And positive slope means we go up first. So go from here to here, going up the hill, go up first, and then we run to the right. Okay, the denominator, the run means always run to the right. Negative slope means, or going down the hill means we will go down so many first, then run to the right. So the slopes, other than talking about how steep this line is, it also tells us how we actually go from one point to the next point on this line. Okay, how to go from one point to the next point on the line. That's basically that's basically what the slope also tells us. So for example, if I have a slope that is -2, right? -2 means -2/1. Since the slope is negative, it means we will go down 2 places first, then run to the right 1 to reach the next point on the line. Okay, that same pattern. All right, m equal to 3/4. Since this slope m is positive, positive slope means the numerator tell you to go up 3 places. The bottom is always run to the right. Okay, so other than steepness of the line, slope also tells us how to go from one point to the next point on the line. Horizontal lines does not have any rise. So when in terms of a rise over run, it will be 0 divided by whatever the run is. 0 divided by anything is 0. So horizontal lines have slope that is 0. Vertical line only rises, but it never run. So the denominator is 0. So as you can recall, anything divided by 0 is always undefined. So remember, vertical line has undefined slope. Vertical line has an equation that says x equal to a number. Okay, in vertical lines, all the x values are the same. Horizontal lines has the equation that says y equal to a number. Okay, it has slope that is 0. All right, and all the y values, are the same on the horizontal line. All right, so here the third way to graph is using slope intercept form. Y equal to mx plus b. Okay, the m is basically your slope. So from this form, you actually extract the slope. You actually extract this b is actually the y value of the y-intercept. So basically what we're going to do is write our equation in this form so we can actually get our first point, which is a y-intercept, and use that point and the slope to reach the next point on the line. So here, my example, y equals 4/3x minus 1, right? If we match it up with the formula, y equals mx plus b. M match up with 4/3. Okay, b, okay, b is it's supposed to be a plus b. The reason why it's a -1 is because it's supposed to be a plus sign here, but since it's a -1, it implies it's a plus a -1. So that actually put plus sign b is a -1. So b is the y value of the y-intercept. And earlier we just mentioned y-intercept, all the x values are 0. So I will plot the y-intercept first, 0, -1. And I will use the slope to go to my next point on the line. So so the slope is positive, so that means I will go up first, right? The top number is always up or down, but depends on positive, negative slope. Positive slope means we'll go up 4. bottom number tell me to go to the right 3 from the y-intercept that I just plotted. Up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 3, 1, 2, 3. So this must be the next point on the line. So once I got 2 points on the line, I can simply connect them with the line. There you go. All right, that's how we use slope and intercept to help us to graph. All right, let's take a look at some of your homework questions. To find x-intercept means find x when the y is equal to 0. To find x-intercept means find x value when the y value is equal to 0. To find y-intercept means find the y value when the x values are 0. All right, number 8 is on the home. It's actually on the handwritten portion. So number 1, number 2 is going to be on the computer portion. So for the computer portion, using the graphic equation, you're going to say number 1 and then type out your answer, and do number 2, type out your answer. But for number 3, okay, for number 3, I need you to simply just say handwritten. And then with your handwritten portion already printed out ahead of time, right? Remember, we got to print the handwritten portion first, then open the computer portion. So with with the handwritten portion already printed out, then when you get to number 3, you can still look at your answers from 1 and 2 and use your answer from 1 and 2 to actually do number 3. So number 1, I want you to find x-intercept. Number 2, I want you to find y-intercept. So make sure when you tell me the x-intercept, make sure you write them in what? As an order pair. So number 1 is finding the x-intercept. So you do that on the side. Go ahead and find your x-intercept and you enter the x-intercept into the computer portion. Work it out for the y-intercept on paper. And number 2, enter the y-intercept. So when it comes to the homework for the handwritten portion, number 3, you type handwritten on the computer, but then you come here and see, okay, number 3 simply want me to plot the x-intercept, y-intercept, and actually draw the line, okay, by connecting the 2 points, whatever they are. All right, number 3, same thing. Find x-intercept, y-intercept, and do order pairs. And then I want you to, for number 3, just typing handwritten here, but go to the handwritten portion for question number 4. Actually, what? Plot your points. Okay. Now, question number 4 here says use the correct slope. If I go back here, question number 3. Oh Lord, sorry, I did not mean to put question number 3 twice. Sorry, forgot. I did that's extra. Delete that. Number 4. Oh Lord, I can't believe I copied down question number 3 twice. I hope I didn't do question number 3 twice on the homework. If I do, I make sure I just one question 3. Question number 4. All right. Solve for y equals. All right. So same equation, but this time I want to solve for y equal. So this is your variable term. So we did solving for specific variable before. So solve for y equal, this is a variable term. So let's move this over, move the positive 6 to the left side, and then divide every term by 3. And enter whatever y is equal to. Number 2, from what you solve, what y is equal to, write down what the slope is. Okay, excuse me, enter what the slope is. And then number 3, tell me what the y-intercept is. Okay, make sure you write them as a order pair. So once you solve for y, you can use the y equal to mx plus b to get your slope and the y-intercept. So here, that's why number 4 here want you to plot the y-intercept first, just like I did, and use the slope to go to the next point so you can connect them with the line. All right. So just real quick, just 4 quick questions on the homework. And just a quick review on how to graph equation on the line. In the linear equation, always give us a straight line. But I really want to make sure you are able to plot points on the graph. All right. So that will conclude this video.